it. We are doing blended learning. We are doing it. And well, this is the time of revolution of IT, and IT has really revolutionized knowledge and learning today. I'll just tell you one of my experience way back, long time back, decades ago, the last century, when I was trying to have admission in Oxford. I used to think, my goodness, I need at least 20 rupees to write a letter. And 20 rupees was very difficult to spare out of 250, which used to come as monthly money from home. Then 20 rupees later, then waiting for the answer for next 20 days. Because foreign letter used to reach in 20 days. And then 20 days back, I was expecting answer. So imagine how tedious it was to have contact with the wider world. But today we are really beneficiaries of modern technology. You can talk to entire world while sitting in a river. It's such a pleasure, it's such a great facility. At least a person like me got connected with my class, not classmates, but with whom I studied in London and Oxford after 2000. Because I could not afford letter and then writing letter, waiting. And now it's matter of, your choice that you feel to say something to some friend, you go ahead. And in blended learning, I think research is benefited more than the school level learning, because students really need personal and physical touch. They need in-person training rather than distant mode. But in research, it is such a great benefit. Again, I'll share my experience. This time when I was in USA, Harvard is such a place that it's like a city. It's a big city. Various departments, various libraries, 70 libraries. You do not know where you are sitting. So one of my office was in the Fine Arts Library, which was my own choice, because many books on world history was available there. So my office, they gave me in the lower basement, because it's too cold that they use basement, two basements, basement one, basement two. Then I said, no, I'm not used to of staying in basement. Please give me office on the ground floor. So they said, we will give you, but you will be slightly diverted. What is the diversion? Hardly any reader is there. I'll sit on the ground floor. I'm not used to sitting in basements. So they gave me office on the ground floor. In the office, as you know, we have got glasses now, so you can see who is next. So I had a lady sitting there all the time, and she's chatting all the time. I was very annoyed. One day I asked one of the workers in the library, what's the matter with this lady opposite my room? She keeps on chatting all the time, and I feel disturbed. You are right. I should have taken my office in basement. She was deputy librarian who was attending meets of scholars and teachers through chatting. So chatting is extremely important. You need not to go to the library. You chat, you ask her or him, where is such a book? Where can I get the book? From where I can get the photocopy. And now students, they love to keep everything on their laptop, because you have got the facility of getting scanned copies of what you want to read. So I think we are greatly advantaged through the new learning, and the period we went through during the pandemic. I can recall that we had the permission to use at a stretch only 40 minutes, if I am recalling correctly. And I remember in 40 minutes my lecture went off. Then I asked my husband 40. He said 40 minutes are already over. Now we have to reschedule it. I said reschedule, yes. But in the next semester, there was no need to rescheduling. We can talk 50 minutes, 100 minutes without any obstruction. So, Nahan, you said rightly that we have so many facilities, but we are such thankful Lord that we keep on, forgetting all these things. So, IT has revolutionized. You should be a great beneficiary, and all of us are great beneficiary. And I think research at higher level without using these methods is very difficult, and even teaching is difficult. Teaching, for instance, MA students sometimes can be very effective when we show them something, even if it is a subject like arts. So, Nampal, thanks a lot for telling us what is blended learning, and we are continuing to doing it without knowing we are blending learning. And now let me go to our second speaker, Professor Parvez Nazim, and I'm very happy that he highlighted role of Sultan Jahan Begum because he has written certain papers also on that, and he has great advantage of knowing Urdu because without knowing at least one language, you cannot do any research in history. So he has this great advantage because that was the time when Urdu was the lingua franca of whole of the region, and she was ruler of Bhopal, and she was. I read the autobiography of Sheikh Abdullah, whom she is going to support in his endeavors to find this Abdullah Hall. He admires her like anything. He says that when nobody was coming forward to give any grant, she gave money to construct whole hostel. And that hostel in Abdullah Hall is known as Sultan Jahan Hostel. And when I came decades back in Chandigarh, I lived in that hostel without knowing who went out the money for that. So she was such a promoter of learning, and given her importance, you'll be knowing in ways that Limbert Hurley, and I think there is problem in this. Limbert and Everett and Powell, they have written a book on her. Mm, very important book because she played such an important role. So, and she's also unique, or it was our university who had such a distinction to be the first chancellor of Aligarh University. So, Sultan Jahan is unique and very important, and you will hear more about when we will be talking about Sheikh Abdullah. But I should like to tell you that Sultan Jahan or Sheikh Abdullah, they were as compared to the Western world of Europe or say US, they were equal to that. This is the time when female education, modern education, in the sense that formal education, when you have got degree and you can enter certain profession, has started in Europe also. Europe has got universities from 11th or 12th century. The University of Oxford, where I had the privilege to be the student, that is my alma mater. And it so happened that my college was a women's college, and I came to know that female education began around 1905. And similar is the period of Sultan Jahan Sheikh Abdullah. Because the world, despite the very sort of what we should not say backward, but different kind of technology, the world was going about each other that time also. But Sultan Jahan and Sheikh Abdullah will remain distinguished contributors because obviously in South Asia there was no female college, and just now you added to our knowledge that she promoted widow marriage, widow education. That is very, very important because widow in any society are looked down, and obviously looking, and especially for the girls education, promotion of girls education is something really great achievement of Sultan Jahan. We should think more about her. But what to do? Girls are always suppressed and oppressed, and you should always be able to recall that if you suppress and oppress or victimize any particular person, the person is bound to bounce back with more power. So women bound back with more power, and you will find women having highest positions anywhere in the world because they have more capabilities to bear stress. Physically also. Physically also, women's physique is different from men's. So they are higher achievers, and I was very happily listening to my colleague Rashmi Upadhyay, because Upadhyay means teacher. She's herself a teacher by birth. About the role of women in the Vedic period. So we did ancient India in MA, and I remember Borsa telling clearly the name of these women who were not simply teachers, but they can also participate in serious debates because debates were a very potential means of spreading knowledge. Remember my words. There are various modes of acquiring knowledge. You do your own study. There were people like Newton, perhaps you know about him, who never liked to speak to people. You know, if you read Newton's biography, the great scientist, he never liked to speak to people. Can you imagine why he didn't like to converse with anyone? With anyone. आप लोग सोचिए कौन ऐसा आदमी होगा जो कैम्ब्रिज में रह के और किसी से भी बात नहीं करेगा? क्या हो सकता है अनीसा? नहीं नहीं, he was very scared that I am such a big scientist, and if somebody is going to question my ideas in front of me, he will take it. But Newton could be like this because Newton was Newton. But for ordinary people like us, teachers and students, you will learn a lot through interaction with us. So what I encourage on this very good occasion that you should not be scared of our teachers. The more you will come forward to interact with us with your problems, not irrelevant problems, relevant problems for which we are here, you will be benefited definitely. You will be definitely benefited because in the beginning we should have or we sometimes have introductory classes on making you aware of the facilities and potentialities of getting education here, because we have been talking since day before yesterday, even before that, that problem which with majority of our students is neither they want to explore their own potential, nor they want to explore potential of this huge campus. No any university can be compared with this because it's a historical institution. It grew out of the necessity of a community which was feeling that we are backward. So historical roots are so strong. Today you can create a university suddenly, you can pay people lot of money, which many people are doing in India also, rich people. But those universities are very different than historical institutions which grew out of the necessity and which cater to the problem of the period. So it's very unique. You provided, you use and you utilize the facilities which are available here. And also, I just wanted to tell you one more thing. With this new technology, things have totally changed. Things have totally changed. This is not only simply advantage that me and you should be happy, this is also a big disadvantage. Can I give you example of the disadvantage of new technology? For instance, every day, the IT people are changing in the system of communication. New applications or systems are being introduced. Okay, one example, just now we were asked to attend, several of us went to attend a seminar in social science, where I sat and I thought it's a very strange place, why I am sitting here, because this is a seminar meant for the people of technology, especially engineers, the technical people. But when they explained to us that now in new system there is some program known as UP, which government has launched. And in UP, every student, every teacher is supposed to put their own material in UP. What is that material? That material is like, for instance, some months back, some students came and they said that we have started collecting flowers which are thrown in the religious places and we are making medicine of those flowers very successfully. So such, and they are doing it. So this is innovative. They should upload that on YouTube. Then I asked that what we people who are so theoretical should do. I was being told, for instance, we have got a branch in history which is known as archaeology, and Dr. Bari is sitting here, very, very important person for the department because he's the only archaeologist right now. It's a technical subject. So they said that if you have gone to a new place, you discover some new, because India is a huge, huge country. It's almost a subcontinent. It is a subcontinent. It's a huge country. So if you discovered something somewhere, you should upload a map and your finding on UP immediately. And also you should upload your copyright material on UP. Then I thought, okay, we are very, very, we are encoded for copyrights, we will do, or we will not do. But next thing we came to know that if you are not going to upload your things on UP, now NIRF has been connected with UP. What is NIRF? That is ranking of any university, and Aligarh Muslim University is taking very active part in NIRF. So if NIRF is not having your information, then where will be your ranking of the university? And ranking, it was not there when we were a student, but ranking is so important now. Even in the Western world, there is this particular word, either publish or perish. Publish or perish, because with the new facilities, there are more requirements. Earlier, there were no requirements of teachers that they should produce 5 paper, 10 paper, should publish in ISSN or ISBN. These all requirements, they have come with the growth of new technology, new information system. When you are being benefited, when you are being advantaged, then you should be able to justify that we are using the most modern facilities. So I would not like to keep you more, but one thing I would like to say, when this whole thing came from Government of India, I thought, oh, we are already doing Amrit Mahotsav, and now we have to do this, but that's not it. We should celebrate it because the people about whom we are talking, they did not do it for their families. Either Sayyid Ahmad Khan or Sheikh Abdullah or Sultan Jahan, not for family. They did it for the society, and how they did it? Through institutions. And remember, institutions are very powerful. That's why people will come and go, but institutions remain because new talent keep on enriching it. And I am seeing it in my own department. These young girls, Lucky, Anisa, Sana, Rashmi, they are usually good speakers, very good speakers. And now I can ensure, like Sheikh Abdullah, that if they go for political partying or for political ambitions or aspirations, they will be justified because you should be able to speak. To tell again about myself, several years back I was facing problems. So some people said, come and go for election of a muta. I said, me and a muta. They said, yes, you come. And I won with highest vote, which no female could ever win. It was a surprise to me. And when I gave my thank you speech to the majority of men, because I do not believe in distinction between men and women, I'm not a feminist. I believe in cooperation of both. Society is sustained by cooperation of both, and in fact, there exists what should say symbiotic relationship between men and women. Symbiotic relationship is how society is working. So when I gave my speech of thanks to the whole meeting of the people there in the our Aligarh University Teachers Association, they were surprised, and some of them came and told me some very good speakers that we could never imagine that there is such a speaker in this university. But now I should tell them that I have got many speakers. They should be given chance to speak. And that's why diversity is very important for any institutions, and institutions survive because they are diverse. And we have got very diverse departments, so all boys and girls, you should take advantage of this. Thank you very much.